Hey everyone, Mike Rosehart here for another video talking to you about how you get rich. How do you build that net worth? People talk to me, what are the strategies to getting rich? And before I can tell you about specific strategies, you need to understand at a high level cash earned versus cash burned. This is the equation to be wealthy. Anyone who's wealthy and maintains wealth understands how to manipulate and maneuver this simple equation. So you've got your earn rate, right? Your earn rate is what you're earning from your job, it's what you're earning from your side hustle, it's what you're earning from your investments. This is what you're bringing in, this is your income, your top line, right? And at the bottom you've got your cash burn. You need to maintain a certain lifestyle, right? And so you have to spend to pay your rent, to pay your car, your transportation, whatever it is. All of those expenses are what you're burning. That's cash you're burning. If you go out to eat at McDonald's, that's burning. If you go get that Starbucks in the morning, that coffee, that's cash burn. If you go on a lavish vacation, you're burning cash. Every year, you've got cash coming in and you've got cash going out, right? Every month, every week, potentially even every day. And we're always burning cash. We need to burn cash to survive. That's just how things work, right? You need to burn the income that you're bringing in. And so the net between what you're earning, right? Your earning is your job income. If you're bringing in a ton of money, you're earning, right? That's your top line. And then whatever you're burning, you burn away all that money until you find out how much you're spending, right? And that's your burn rate. And the difference between what you're earning and what you're burning is called the gap. And that is where you make wealth. The gap is the only way to build wealth. So everything that the net between what you've earned, all that cash you've earned, all that money you've brought in, and what you've burned, all that cash you've spent on whatever this and that, the difference grows your net worth. Your net worth is what you're worth. It's all of your assets minus all of your liabilities, all of your debts. Essentially, it's your investments, your savings. It's what you're going to use for that down payment to buy that house. It's what you're going to use to build up that FU money, that financial independence lifestyle. You're going to live on your net worth, right? Your investments. And the snowball, I talk about, snowballing. In real estate, you do the exact same thing as this. This is a big component. Like, you could be the best real estate investor ever, and if you can't manipulate this equation, if you're driving that, fancy Ferrari, and you're going out for dinner, $200 dinners, and you're popping bottles at the club, this and that, if you're making $200,000 a year and you're burning $200,000 a year in lifestyle, which is very common in North America, most people don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to manage the burn rate. They just burn. They don't track it, they don't measure it, they don't think about it, they just buy what they want. And when you burn at that rate, it doesn't matter what you earn because you're saving nothing. Your gap is nothing. In fact, a lot of Americans and Canadians as well, they have a negative gap. In fact, like what they're earning and what they're spending is here. So they're building debt every year. You ideally want that gap to be as large as you can get it, right? So you want to make a huge gap of building wealth. You want to start saving, you want to start throwing cash away. And here's where it gets sexy. Here's where it really matters. As you start to build your net worth provides greater earn. As you invest that, you get a return on that investment, right? Say it's 10%. Say, you bring in $100,000 a year as an example. Your burn rate is $30,000 a year. This is a real example. A lot of people live on 30 grand a year. I live on less than that. 100 grand in, 30 grand burn, right? Let's just say hypothetically, you got a $70,000 gap. $70,000 goes right into your net worth to be invested. And that $70,000 is going to be invested at, say, 10%. It's going to bring you $7,000 to your top line next year. So you're earned in the next year without any raises, probably get a raise too, but it's going to be $107,000. So your earn rate is going up. See this dotted line here? That's what you're trying to build. You're trying to get that earn rate as high as you can. It's hard to control, how much you earn, right? It takes a lot longer to build up that earn than it does to control the burn. If you're, it's pretty easy to cut your expenses. It's pretty easy to just go get a coupon or a Groupon or not eat out or find a way to bring this cost down or drop the cable and get Netflix, etc., right? There are a lot of easy ways to cut the burn. And in the beginning, the burn is very, very important to starting to snowball. If you have a high burn rate, you have that expensive lifestyle, you like that nice car, you like going to dinner, you like, the flashy lifestyle, it's very hard to get rich. Often the people you see driving those expensive cars, living in that huge McMansion house with all the fanciest tech and everything else, most of the time, yes, they have a high earn rate, but they also have a really, really high burn rate. And so their net is nothing. Their their whole lifestyle is surviving on credit, or if they're able to keep a small gap, they're just not building any real wealth, any tangible wealth. Unless their small amount of wealth that they have in their house, for instance, is getting an insane return on investment, in which case they might still be building net worth through the earn style if they're not burning away that wealth that they're bringing in. But at the end of the day, it comes down to being able to understand this basic equation. And if you watch the snowball, it starts to grow. Your net worth really starts to grow. If you keep your burn rate relatively static, right? You try to maintain, say, to inflation, your spending, and you watch your earning income grow, say, 10% a year, and then your net worth starts growing, so then your earn rate grows even faster because you're earning a return on investment on all of that gap in year 2, right? You're going to find the snowball starts, and the earn rate just keeps growing. Your expenses are growing like this, but the gap gets big. You get rich. That's how you get rich. You get to a point where you have $10, $20 million in assets, even $1 million in assets, let's say, that you're investing, $1 million net worth. At that point, there's something that kind of happens, like an inflection, I think, where the snowball really starts to fall. And this is something that I've sort of been gripping with myself, where what got me to this point, so understanding this equation, what got me to this point was managing the burn rate, right? It was understanding that I needed to be very frugal. But going forward, right, once you get to that $1 million or $2 million or $3 million, then you can get a Mercedes, right? Then you can spend a little bit. You can bring that burn rate up a little bit, because the rate of return, right, you have 3 levers. You can control what you earn, you can control what you spend, your burn rate, right? And you control what your return on your investment is. That's the only 3 things you can control in the world to get rich. And I've talked on this in previous videos. But eventually, your rate of return is more important. So on, say, $1 million net worth invested, 5% versus 10% return on investment is 50 grand. If I can spend my time effectively in this area of the lever, right, maximize return on investment, if I already have a few million, this is the place to spend my time. If you have nothing, if your net worth is negative, you got student debt, and you have no assets at all, you shouldn't be worried about your return on investment. That doesn't matter, because a 1,000,000% return on $1 is like nothing. No one cares. If you don't have any money to invest, you need to be focusing right here and right here. Earn and burn. You start with the fundamentals. You need to be cutting your burn rate to build the gap, to build the buffer, start building the net worth, to start investing, to get the snowball rolling. You got to literally form the first part of the snowball before you push it down the hill, right? You got to focus on getting a better job, find a full-time employment, pick up a side hustle. If you know how to teach piano on the side, bring some money that way, etc., right? There's ways to earn income. I think it's even easier, if you're just working a 9-to-5 job already, you're making an average salary. It can be hard to make a transformation to earn more money, right? Without some side hustles or buying real estate, things like that. You can develop those skills. They take time. So to increase your earn rate takes time. I think it takes a 6 month lead time, a year lead time sometimes to get that earn rate up. But your burn rate is instantaneous. Tomorrow you can make the decision, I am going to sell my car and get out of those car payments. I am going to downsize my house and make that change. I am going to not go on that lavish vacation. Instead, I'm going to find an all-inclusive budget trip to Cuba on off-peak instead of going on that lavish trip to wherever, in Costa Rica on that lavish trip. You can make changes and choices to control that burn rate. And that's how you get wealthy in the beginning. That's it, guys. If you understand the relationship between cash earn and cash burn, you will get rich. This is the fundamentals. This is how it's done. I want to hear about in the comments what you guys think. What's the relationship you guys have with money? Are you focused on the earn? Are you focused on cutting your burn rate so you can have that gap to start building that savings, to start investing? Or are you maybe just focused on your return on investment? Maybe you already have a considerable pool of assets, and putting that energy towards maximizing returns might be the best way to get that earn rate way up. So here it is, guys. Tell me what you think. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, please. I'm running entirely on support from viewers, not monetarily, but in the sense that if you like and share and comment on my videos, it gives me the motivation to make more videos. I don't get paid anything to do this. I just enjoy sharing and educating. So if you enjoyed that, please let me know. Cheers, guys.